Hello and welcome to episode 34 of Unqualified Game Chat. I'm your host, Azario Lopez. Joining me is my co-host, Spencer, the Legacy.
Hello, everyone. It's me once again.
Spencer, how are you doing today?
Doing great, busy with school, busy with reviews, but couldn't be happier about it. Glad to do it.
I want to let you know that I wasn't robbed. I'm missing stuff on the back of my shelf, but
yes,
but this is because I am moving. It's official. I bought a house like an adult.
House.
I bought a house and I'm going to live in it. And I'm going to create my Noisy Pixel fuck palace.
I thought you were gonna say office.
Yes, that's.
I did not expect fuck palace.
Well, one needs an office, but one also needs a fuck palace. Mm-hmm.
This isn't an isekai, Azario.
You're right, but I can dream, can't I?
You can dream of one day getting sucked into Noisy Pixel. I'm in the world of Noisy Pixel.
Yeah.
What?
Cat girls are real?
Oh, Pixel-chan?
How are you doing? How's your life?
Good, I'm chugging away at school projects. I just got Lost Judgment to review. So just going at her, not too different from usual.
It's good to just live sometimes. This week has been exceptionally hard on me. There are way too many games.
It's that season.
It's also that there's so many games that I have to take some of the reviews.
Yeah.
But on top of taking the reviews, I have to edit the videos, do the audio for a lot of them. So not only am I like playing reviews, doing all the audio editing, but everybody, it's not like everyone's not picking up games. It's just if I'm going to overload anyone, it's going to be me. I'm not going to ask somebody, hey, you need to do 3 reviews this month. If you don't, as long as you take one, it's cool. I'm not going to, but every writer is working on something right now, which is ridiculous. And that's what September is. It's a lot of that. And then games just keep getting announced.
They do. They just keep coming.
I think tomorrow is a Nintendo Direct as well, which sucks because we're recording this now, but there will be a Nintendo Direct for 40 minutes, which means I'm going to be stressed out of my goddamn mind.
It's going to be a stressful 40 minutes.
Very much so. Very much so. Nintendo likes to shotgun rapid fire, whatever releases. And they also like to say, they also don't tell you what's exclusive. So the only platform that is Nintendo Switch. And then afterwards you're like, it's coming to Xbox One, PS4. Yeah.
Yeah. Because all they say is you can enter the world of Alan Wake Remastered on the Nintendo Switch October 5th. And then you go, but can I on other console? Not for Alan Wake, obviously, because it was announced first on everything else. But
they're very, very clever. Very clever. TGS is next week.
Oh yeah, that's big.
I'm also getting previews for that as well. Working on
the Tokyo.
No, I'm just getting. They don't allow us over there. I'm just getting a few previews sent over, some PC stuff. So we'll have some stuff to go up next week, which is gonna be cool. Because it's really cool games. I can't wait to share them. I'm very excited.
I'm excited to see it.
Yes. But other than that, this show is recorded every week, posted to podcast services and YouTube, and on Thursdays. That's the day. That's the day that you look out. I don't like to set a time, but as far as the day goes, that's it.
Nice.
You said you were playing Lost Judgment. Let's get into that. How's that going for you?
So far, I'm really enjoying it because someone at Ryuga Gotoku Studios does not like high schoolers at all. Because the first 3 chapters so far, just beating the shit out of snotty high schoolers in the school.
Hey,
I was taken aback.
I used to think I was a little shithead when I was like punk rock Zario.
Oh yeah.
But I would much rather be a shithead punk rock kid than a shithead TikToker. I'll tell you that much.
I was shockingly, I was a perfect little boy. I was not a troublemaker at all. I followed the rules, played fair. I was a bit of a dork, I say, but
did you hang out?
The kid that teachers liked.
So at lunchtime, you hung out in the teacher's room?
No, we weren't allowed in the teacher's room. I would stay inside to play Yu-Gi-Oh. So very cool. I've only gotten cooler, as you can see.
Yes. I was a Magic the Gathering fan.
Oh, I see.
But
we would have been enemies in a different time.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been friends. Yeah, so when you say that they hate high schoolers, if I was I am one of those older millennial people looking at the younger generation, and I'm just like, you couldn't fucking pay me to do one of those stupid fucking dances.
Azario, I know you're a Fortnite dancer in secret. I know it.
I hate them. Every time they pop up, I don't even have TikTok. I can't stand it. And I don't know why. I don't know why I am just such a hater at things that people enjoy. And and I'm like this is dumb. Like, there are legit people who need our help right now, and we're over here fucking watching this girl do the ass shake challenge. And I'm like, okay, cool, ass shake challenge. It's something I could get behind. No pun intended.
What an example.
But it gets more than that, you know. It's let's watch this 19-year-old do this dance, and it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? There's elementary school kids now having TikToks, and what are we so obsessed with, like these fucking stupid minute-long fucking dances to these stupid fucking clips of songs, and then everybody copies each other, and there's one fucking originator, and everyone does a stupid fucking dance. And sometimes, like RGG Studios, I want to beat the shit out of these kids.
This is the boomer hour. I don't get it. I don't like it. TikTok.
I tell you what, I've said it once, and I'll say it again. Fuck TikTok.
You know, that's fair. That's fair. And the kids that you fight, they deserve it.
You know what it'd be? I'd probably get my ass kicked, because those guys are all the guys and women that fucking that do those dances. They're all very fit. And I think they set unreasonable expectations for the rest of us, because if you notice, they all have super nice fucking condos and like island kitchens and shit like that. Like, who the fuck? What's your day job besides dancing in your fucking living room?
That is their day job. All the kids send hearts because they see them doing the cool Tusi dance.
Unreasonable expectations. You know what? Instead, be like me. Fake it through life until someone starts paying you to do something. That's
the life advice right there. That's the fake it till you get paid to do something.
But you don't have to make yourself look like an idiot on the internet to where you're popular enough to be judged for all the shit that you say. Because
it is the boomer hour. Yo, don't believe what you see on the internet. Don't be like that. Don't do it just to impress people.
I think Bill Burr was explaining something of the sort where he was like, we have all this shit going on, all these people are dying and stuff, all this political stuff, and we're too busy wanting to cancel some comedian that said something at a dive bar. You know, it's like, we have there's some weird shit going on this generation. And
we're all still cooped inside from the pandemic. We're all a little crazy.
We're all a little bored. And I'm glad, you know what? I'm glad that I prefer 2D over 3D because these 3D people are really
2D people don't talk back.
2D
what
people,
can I say?
2D people just chill, you know.
It's because they're scripted. They only have so many reactions.
Yeah. Yes. True. You make a good point. I hope people by 34 episodes know our sarcasm. Yeah. And the episodes that we don't have anything to talk about.
yeah, that too. I hope they're like, oh, it's a live. It's one of those episodes where they don't have a topic. I can tell.
it's going off. But let's talk about what really matters. Lost Judgment.
It's, for those who don't know, Yakuza spinoff. You play as a detective who's also has a lawyer.
Is it Yagami or Yagami? Yagami, not Yagami.
He's cool. He skateboards. That's how you know he's cool.
I skateboard.
Exactly. And Azario's cool. So
I didn't say it. He said it, everyone. You heard him.
I say it. Azario's cool. He skateboards. Badass. There's nothing cooler than 31-year-olds skateboarding.
Nothing cooler than a 31-year-old skateboard. He talks about 2D being better than 3D.
the Wea-Boomer, if you will.
That's the title. The Wea-Boomer.
The Wea-Boomer.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, but it's Yakuza's gone turn-based now, but Judgment is staying action-based. So if you still want action combat, that's your place to go. It's I'm only probably 5 hours in, but I really liked the original Judgment. I'm having a great time with Lost Judgment. I like the story so far. My dad saw it and thought I was watching a movie. That's how nice it looks.
You got the dad approval.
Yeah, he was like, "What are you watching in Japanese?" And I was like, "This is like a video game, Dad." And he said, "Wow." I was like, I guess they're doing it well.
What is your dad's hobby? What does he like doing?
He loves golf. I should have gone to the golf area in the game where you can hit at the driving range.
All right.
That would have got him.
Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have a sister and a brother.
Do they like golf?
More than me.
Yeah, you're the failure, I guess, huh?
It's true. Listen, I've golfed a lot of times. I've done it. I'm not saying I like it, but I've done it. I've done my duties as a son.
Maybe Lost Judgment should have had a golf mini game.
It does have one.
I rest my case.
I should have gone there. It has a driving range.
You should have showed him that, and then he would have.
Hold on, Dad. You gotta see this.
Please accept me. Am I a man yet?
Look, I'm a Japanese detective playing golf. Do you approve now? Yeah, no, it's
spending your whole life.
Go play Lost Judgment. It's good. Is it out yet? I don't think it is.
No, I think like the 26th or something like that.
Yeah, it's fun so far. If you like Yakuza, if you like Judgment, go for it. You know,
you can watch the Noisy Pixel review on noisypixel.net if you want.
There you go. Yeah, some people got very early. That was like a subtweet.
Yeah.
But in person.
Yes, it was. I've been playing some games.
Like what?
Fuck. I don't know, man. When is this going out?
The 23rd.
I played Lost in Random. It's pretty good.
What's that about?
It's about this girl named Even, and she's trying to find her sister named Odd. And she finds the power of the dice named Dicey, and they go on an adventure. It's really, It's by the developer who did Stick It to the Man. Do you remember that game?
No.
It's only known. I only know of it because it was like one of the first PlayStation Plus games ever provided, and I do think it was on Vita as well. I'm not sure, but I know it was one of the first PlayStation Plus games, and so they created this really cool platformer, not platformer, action puzzle exploration game adventure. Action adventure, like the true definition of action adventure, because you have like these fighting bits that get into the random aspects of it, because it's also a deck builder, and it's a huge mishmash of genres into one. And I don't know, it's like a Tim Burton, like Nightmare Before Christmas style.
Fun.
And the characters are cool. Needs a little polish in some areas, but nothing that really strikes out as it's like 11 hours, 12 hours long. And I don't think enough people are talking about it. The story is so heavily intertwined with the actual enjoyment of the game that I don't want to really
give anything away.
Yeah, spoil that aspect of it. But you know that it has its highs and lows. Like there are times where she wants to give up, and she's not even 12 yet. So it's just kind of cool stuff like that. Trying to find her sister, and who the queen kidnapped, and just on an adventure by herself, trying to get things done as people do. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I think it's on all consoles. It's on all consoles right now, all platforms. Lost in Random. EA published games. It. EA published it. Oh yeah, 2 Lost games. So why don't you look at that? We do have a topic this week, my dear Spencer. The topic that I think a lot of people wonder: what's it like being a game reviewer? What's it like reviewing games for a living? And I'll start it off with and pitch this off to you.
Yeah.
It's really hard to play a game for fun.
Yeah. It's so hard to play a game for fun.
I am so jealous of the people that can sink 40, 50 hours into Genshin Impact, you know?
Oh, wow.
It's like, or play all of the updates for Final Fantasy 14. You know, like anytime a new patch comes out, they just go into the content and meet up with their friends and play. I am envious.
Basically, anyone who can play a game for more than 4 to 7 days. That's pretty amazing. You gotta give it to them.
It's beautiful. It's that's why I love Christmas time, because the press releases slow down. You only have to really focus on like lists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you don't have to you don't have too many games to review. And yeah, man, it's a so let's go over the timeline of a reviewer. Okay. And I think a lot of listeners would like to know this type of stuff. Like when do we get the games? How do we get the games? How does it all work? What's the background? What's the back and forth? I will say this: ain't nobody paying me to review their games. Yeah. And nobody has paid me. Nobody has paid me. I've never
even suggested it. Like it's not something like they offer and you turn down. It's never a thing that has happened.
Yeah,
in our circles.
I've heard from multiple publishers that they would be upset, because I mean, it's hard to not be friendly with these people,
because they're people.
There is some type of relationship there. you do talk with them a lot. You don't get to know them. You don't know their dog's name or anything, but you do get to know them.
Especially when press events were a thing.
Yeah, and you just talk, and there's nothing else to do except for talk about video games or music or something. So I've heard from multiple publishers that they would be offended if, because we were cool, that I gave their game a higher score.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always taken that into consideration because I've heard it quite a few times. That if they saw that, like, there's no joking, it's not, you could joke about a lot of stuff, but there's never any joke about, hey, I'm going to give you a good score. I've never heard that joke before, like even sarcastically.
Never.
And
any reviewer worth their salt is also not affected by, because even just today I saw comments where they're like, well, if you get it early or you get any press stuff, it taints your review. Any reviewer worth their salt is completely unaffected by getting it early. That just means you can get it out on deadline.
Mm-hmm.
And press stuff. Like I was flown to Vegas for a motorcycle game, and I had a great time with all the PR people, had a ton of fun. And then I played the game and I was like, this is like a 2.5 out of 5. and then I sent it to them and they were like, thanks for reviewing it. It's anyone who should be in the field, which is, I've never known anyone to really, who calls himself a journalist still or a reviewer, to really be like, oh, well, they sent me a cool action figure, so that's going to alter the score. That is like, I'm sure it's happened before. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I am saying that anyone worth their salt is not affected by that kind of thing.
Yeah, I bet there are some reviewers out there that might.
Zario has names in the back of his mind that he's
holding.
Is it worth the entertainment to throw it out there? The Twitter storm.
I'm holding back. But there are people out there that I feel maybe don't do it on purpose, but give it the old bump just to bump it.
But I also feel like there's like, you can tell, like, it's that the people I'm thinking of, which is why I said it doesn't not happen. Mm-hmm. It's like you can tell that they're not so much journalists as influencers in a lot of situations. Mm-hmm. Where mm-hmm. they've kind of like people who are like, this is my job, I'm at IGN. Like I don't think there's anything there, because I interviewed Colin Moriarty years ago, and I asked him about this, and he said that when Dante's Inferno came out, they were jokingly sent a check for like I remember $6.66 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And they immediately had to like email the people, and they were like, hey, this isn't okay. Like that's even as a joke, like that's not something you can do. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot less widespread than people think it is when the game that they like doesn't get a good score or gets a score they don't think it deserves.
I'm the only one on Noisy Pixel that talks to PR people. Mm-hmm. I try to do that just because I don't want there to be any divide. Like, hey, no, there's no other relationships with the PR people but me. And I would prefer not to review anything, but sometimes I have to because I'm the only one with a lot of time on my hands. Yeah. But I've been doing it for 7 years at this point. And so I've already established that I'm not gonna fucking do that. Like, I feel like people know what I'm gonna give a game before like it comes out. Like, oh, Zario's reviewing it, I can kind of tell what he's gonna give that. I do want to say worst case scenario for you. Mm-hmm. Now, let me know your timeline. You get a game 3 days from embargo. It's a 12-hour. It's a 40-hour RPG.
Yeah.
What do?
I play as much as I can, which is probably like 25 hours or something like that. And then I decide whether or not I can make an impression based on what I played. hopefully I can, if it's the kind of game where, because there are some games that you don't need to finish. You've seen everything.
Will the ending? You got to ask yourself: will the ending alter the score?
Exactly. And a lot of times you can tell. But if I feel I don't have enough to review on, then I'll take the embargo hit. Like I'll wait. I'll take the hit because I don't want to put out a review that in good conscience doesn't feel properly completed.
How hard is it? How hard is it for you? So we don't know when games are going to be delivered to us. We don't know if we don't know if we're going to get 2 weeks to review it, 3 days to review it, 4 days to review it.
And there's different tiers for different sites too.
If you had any plans, those plans are gone.
They're gone.
You have 3 days. I had 4 days to review Resident Evil. What's the new one? 8? Village.
Yeah.
I had 4 days. Maybe I would even say 3.5. Less than 4 days to review it. I beat that game in a day, in a night. I did. I played it all day up until about 6 a.m. I had work. I didn't go to sleep. I had work the next day. Yeah. I continued. I work from home. So my day just kind of continued, and I got the review out. But it was hell.
Yeah.
It is some of the hardest shit that you have to do to get those out. And we do video reviews too. So it's not like for Noisy Pixel, we write them and then we could just press publish. Oh, I would love that. I would love to just write that shit to 10 minutes before. Oh, I have an hour left. Oh, I'll just write this up real quick. And then, no, we got to render. We got to do fucking tags and featured images. And it is a whole thing where what I require of my reviewers is probably a day before embargo. So now imagine that you have 5 days to review it. And now you have, typically there's a lot of indie games, they're about 10 hours long. You could do it, but your days are gone.
Yeah.
Your days are
and your willingness to accept that is a big factor in whether or not you can be a game reviewer.
Yeah. Just to drop everything.
Yeah.
Significant other or not, eating food at a decent time.
And it sounds fun. Like, oh, I would drop stuff to play games. Maybe for a bit, but after like 5 years, 6 years, you're like, it'd be nice if I could see my friends. But
yeah. Oh, that's really. Well, sometimes I'll tell Mark, because Mark just edits videos. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, I would love to go out and play ping pong with my friends, or
playing ping pong.
Yeah, like beer pong or whatever he does. It's like, oh, I would love that, but I say it sarcastically because I'm over here editing fucking five videos for the night, and he knows I'm joking, but it does kind of suck sometimes. There's a little truth to it. I wouldn't do it unless I loved it, and I don't. I do not feel burned out. I feel tired. But I don't feel like I don't want to be here. Oh, I'd rather be anywhere else but here. No, I love it here. There's a rush putting something out at embargo that is unlike anything. Just seeing like people respond and connect and talk about this game and talk about your opinion, and it's very rewarding, and it just feels good.
You gotta have a fire in your stomach to do this if you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Be able to be tired a lot, because
it's out of passion, because most of the time you're not getting paid.
And if you are getting paid, you're not getting paid too much. So until you strike it big.
Yeah. Full disclosure.
And it takes a long time to strike it big.
Full disclosure, even at DualShockers, I wasn't really making anything. I was pretty much working for free, and that's a huge site. But they kind of fucked over everybody a little bit.
Ooh.
Hot takes.
The tells all episode of
hopefully
Game Chat.
Hopefully it's better now. They got new owners or whatever. So hopefully it's better than I don't really keep up with other people because I'm too busy for running my own goddamn site. But I would love to extend this question off to our listeners and viewers. Ask us any questions about video game reviewers that you might have. Maybe whether it be how do we come up with scores or anything like that. I can tell you that scores are very subjective. Yeah. I like to do it if it's an 8. If it's anything like if it's a 7, yeah, I feel like it accomplished the genre that it was trying to accomplish. If it's a roguelike, it's a fucking fine. It's a fine roguelike. You can play it. If it's an 8, it just does that little bit more. If it's a 9, oh shit. Like it's fucking pushing the genre in a whole new direction. And 10s for me are like genre defining. Like this is what everyone else after this should strive to be.
One of the games of the generation.
6s are like something needs work. Yes, it's a roguelike, but it's totally missing something. You know, piece 5 little broken, not fun, and anything under that is
anything under a 5 it doesn't work.
Yeah, there's some real issues there in terms of pacing, in terms of navigation mechanics. So that's how I like to put my review scores. I know people are all like, this sounds like a 7. Well, does it? When I edit reviews, I try to let the reviewer know, hey, this doesn't really read like you're giving it an 8.5. This reads like a 7, dude. Like, so there are some negotiations on scores sometimes, but I never force them to change their score. Yeah. And I always say, okay, if you want to give it an 8.5, justify it in the writing. It's going to need a new draft. So go change it. And that's only happened a few times, but it's been that way.
Mm-hmm. And when we say it's hard, we're not saying like it's the hardest job. We're not fucking firemen or medics.
That's true.
we're not putting ourselves up there as like, it's truly the hardest job in the world. It is great, but it's more than you think. That's the best way to put it.
How am I gonna manage?
Yeah, we're not like, I missed the weekend out. That's the same as losing an arm. It's like, no, it's just challenging.
To be totally honest, I saved so much money not going out, so I'm okay.
That's true.
And I still buy a shit ton of video games. So I always try to make Fridays. I always try to not work on Fridays. It doesn't always work. Sometimes I'll get audio done that day so that I don't have to do audio until Sunday, but I'll have it over the weekend so I don't have to do it over the weekend. But Fridays are typically my day where I go out, I go to the game stores, I go to dinner, just have a little me time.
Little old Azario time. A little treat for Azario.
Get some froyo.
Oh my.
Yeah.
How exotic.
But other than that, please ask us some questions. We're down to answer anything.
We'll answer them next episode.
With that, that's it.
That's it.
Call it a day?
Call it a day.
All right. This has been a fun episode with your boy, Alo. Spence.
Oh yeah, you are Alo. Hey.
Fuck. Shut the fuck up.
That's never gonna die.
Have a good week. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.